There's a new patch here with a couple of interesting pieces, so let's talk about it. Newsy news. Hey everybody, my name is Onepeg, and if you are enjoying my content, and this is maybe even the first video of mine that you've seen and you end up enjoying it, I would ask that you please consider to subscribe to the channel because I do this kind of stuff all the time. So yesterday, November 9th, there was an announcement of a patch. Today, November 10th, the patch happened this morning, and we got Unity 2019. BSG even went so far as to go out of their way in the tweet and let us know that this is the only thing that was added, even though that the download was like 7 gigs. This is the only thing that was added. There wasn't any VoIP, any inertia, any DLSS support, etc., etc., etc. Now, there is a DLSS module that has already been approved and released by NVIDIA, but BSG has yet to turn it on. Our understanding is that DLSS support is in Unity 2019, so hopefully they will be enabling that at some point in the future, and we all could collectively see potentially a nice FPS boost. But there are a couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys that I thought were interesting and included in this little bitty patch here. Oh, and by the way, for some of you guys that have slower internet, I know that the download size was pretty large for a lot of you, and it seems as though the unpack took a while. Some people were saying it took them hours. I'm not sure exactly why things were differentiating between like different computer systems, but some people were saying it was taking hours. My guess is maybe it was on an HDD instead of a solid-state drive, but my unpack took maybe 15 or 20 minutes. So even with a good system, it's still going to take a few, so set aside a little bit of time if you plan on playing this evening. But the first thing that we took notice of is inside of the UI on the skills page, there was this one thing about spending a skill point, and we obviously wanted to know what the hell that was about. Turns out that it isn't anything. It's an old, defunct system that BSG at one time had been looking at implementing where you would be allocating your own points, but that has since gone the way of the dodo, and they scrapped that entire side of the skill tree system. So instead, this is some old artifact of the UI that shouldn't have ever been there, some visual bug. And my guess is at some point, they're probably going to be releasing some little fixer-upper patch that's going to get rid of that. And last-second addition to the last-second addition, BSG has also ended up making a tweet saying that they are going to do another update tomorrow, which my guess would be is going to end up fixing all of these UI errors that we saw. Secondly, someone also ended up mentioning that flashlights seemed a little bit softer. Now, for those of you that are unaware, if you would run around with a flashlight, depending on your visual settings, there was an awful lot of glare that seemed to come off of flashlights, especially the ones that were made to be a bit brighter, especially if you ended up stacking flashlights up. Well, in this case, it seems as though that's been softened a bit. Now, to the onlooker, if it's in your eyes, it still has a pretty significant amount of glare. But when I used one myself on this MP5, it seemed much more soft and a lot less glary than what we have seen in the past. So there is that small bit, at least, which is kind of nice. And then, obviously, I decided that I was going to stack up some flashlights, and you can see the results here. So still pretty bright, just not as blinding as it once was, I guess. So it's not a crazy difference, but it is a little bit noticeable. So Unity 2019, all in all, from my experience, has been very smooth. I haven't had any issues with it at all. And lastly, there was this last-second tweet that BSG ended up releasing as I was recording this video that shows an M4 with this nice fancy new scope on the top of it. Now, this scope is a Vortex Razor Gen 2E that retails for approximately $2,000 US and is a 1:6, very similar to that of the EOTech Voodoo. So it should be mounted on some 30mm rings, which in this case, as we can see in this screen cap, shows us that they are also giving us 30mm rings in tan. More things given up by BSG to tickle the taint of 12.12. Looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. Thank you so much for all of the love that you guys have been showing me in the comments. Y'all are the best. I'm going to run some highlights on the tail end of this one to satisfy the YouTube algorithm so that I can actually get some ad revenue for a change. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. No! No! Raiders. I thought it was a player. They never vocalized.
Чики-брики, пальчик-лыки.
I don't know how I lived. I should have been fucked.
Easy.
Well, I guess I need to reload mags now. Oh. I combat reloaded all my mags. Rip. Goddamn shift drop. I keep forgetting I set it a while ago to hold shift whenever I wanted to do a fast reload. Too bad you don't have a flashlight, winky face. Ha-ha! Ha-ha, skillet. Ha-ha. Ha! Oh, I'm out of energy? The hell? How did I run out of energy? I guess I forgot to eat. My contusions.
Bonk.
Oh, I forgot to turn off voice mod. Gotta kill that. Drink Clin for energy.